Good morning, it's Margaret at the University of Sewing, and this is Facebook Live. And I have Rachel here joining us today. We have lots to talk about, but let's start off with our giveaway.
Our giveaway today, we have this beautiful,
Turn it around
Christmas, it's a Christmas themed napkin kit. So you get these gorgeous Christmas fabrics that we have here in the shop. And you have instructions for how to do either a rolled hem on these or a serged hem. So you get to have a choice. It comes with all the instructions that you need. Great for your holiday table.
Makes 8 napkins.
It makes 8 napkins. It's hefty. There's like quite a lot of fabric in here. And we also have these super cute little sewing themed greeting cards. It comes with 8 different cards in it. So we got Sewing Mends the Soul, Talk Quilting to Me. It's impossible to be sad when you're sewing. A bunch of other ones.
I love
just
that
wonderful little sewing greeting cards. Anytime I feel like I always need like a card for something.
Well, I'll tell you what, we always have friends that we maybe need to give a little boost of happiness to. So this will be a way that you can send a nice little card to any of your friends. You'll have 20-inch wide napkins. I'm going to just tell you, if you're going to make a napkin, let's make one that's usable.
Right? Little tiny ones.
Yeah, those little tiny ones, which they always say that those are for lunch. And I'm thinking, at lunchtime, are you less messy? Do you need less of a napkin? So these are beautiful. They will be nice. You will have plenty of time to get them ready for your table for next Christmas. Mm-hmm. And so we have those ready to go for you.
And washable.
And washable completely. So I want you to think, think about napkins here for a minute. We've got so many beautiful fabrics, and you could make a napkin set for every time of the year. And the thing about the napkins that is so great, you aren't using it and throwing in the trash. You can use them and put them in the laundry with the rest of your laundry, and you're good to go. That's what I do all the time. I hate paper napkins. They hurt my face. They feel yucky. And I really dislike spending the money on them.
Exactly.
And you're already doing laundry, so this is a great way to handle it. Okay, so you will get that if you do what?
If you can get entered into a drawing to win this wonderful prize if you click on that share button in the next 24 hours, and you also comment on our Facebook Live post right here in front of you that say, hey, I shared it. And you can also give us a little wave and a little hi. And we love that. We love interacting with our customers. And then we will draw your name probably on Monday. I think we do.
We try to do it on Monday, but I will tell you last week, Cheryl got sick, and you're going to get to do it today. She didn't even know that.
I'm learning things.
She will learn things. So anyway, you can get your name put in that drawing by hitting the share button and noting in the comments that you shared. So thank you very much for doing that. This is the way that we get a whole lot of new people to know about us, because you have sewing friends. And so if you share, they will know about us. So that's pretty awesome. So this is January. It is the getting ready for apparently a blizzard in the Midwest.
And it's going to be gross today.
Yeah, and really cold for those places that aren't getting blizzards. So this cold front is coming through. So this is like the perfect time for you to sit down and do some shopping. So we've got some ideas for you. Have you been thinking about a new machine? Well, even if you haven't really been thinking about a new machine, maybe you will after this. So the Kaffe Edition machines now are on sale. And the really cool part about it is the sale is including the entire embroidery package for the 570 and the 770. So instead of originally having to spend $11,000 on this beautiful Kaffe Edition with your embroidery package. Now, when I say embroidery package, guys, this is pretty fabulous. You are going to get embroidery stabilizer, you get the module, you get a thing of thread, the Kaffe fabric, you get like a whole package of fat quarters of Kaffe fabric. You're going to get all the luggage. This is a really cool deal. So you can look online in our website. If you go to universityofsewing.com, put in B77Z. No, you don't even have to put the B. You just put 770 and then put the word Kaffe, and you will get to see a picture of this package, and it will like give you all the details. It gives you the link to go to Bernina, and you can go ahead and look at all this stuff, and you're going to be able to figure out, you know, is this the machine for you? And I would say that answer is yes. Just so you know, this is a beautiful package. We've got it right here. If you want to come in and try it out, I don't know if anybody has sewn on this yet at all.
I don't think I haven't used it.
I don't think anybody has sewn on this at all. So this just got put out on the floor. It is a beautiful, beautiful machine. You have got everything right here. And you know what it comes with? It's really fun. Some Kaffe specific embroidery designs. And you know, do you remember what you get with every sewing machine you buy in our shop? Lessons. You are going to get lessons. So if you buy the machine here, we give you mastery lessons on both the sewing, the embroidery, and you will be able to figure out how to use your machine. I just recently read the saddest thing. This person was complaining that they didn't know how to use their sewing machine.
Oh, no.
And you know what? I couldn't help them because they were in another country. But it sounded like they never took a lesson and they were struggling. Well, let's not have you do that. Let's have you get the lessons and make sure you know how to use your machine. Because I'm going to just tell you, these are wonderful machines. You will love it. Everybody who works here uses Berninas on a regular basis. We can all help you. And so sometimes what happens is people go out and they buy machines at places and they get no support. How awful is that? You know, if you're going to buy the most wonderful sewing machines made on the market, make sure you know how to use them. It's like me sitting somebody down at a computer and saying, oh, by the way, it's got a new interface in it, and we're not going to tell you how to use it.
Exactly.
You know, they're computerized machines now, so we have to have some lessons. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a really amazing thing, and I'm going to show you some really great machines today. So let's talk about the 570.
Oh, the 570.
The 570 is absolutely darling. It is in maybe a better price point for some people. It's got this beautiful front blue covering, and you know what else it's got, which is pretty fun? It's got Kaffe designs on it too. So you're going to be able to do Kaffe designs on this. And you know what else you can do? Do you see that little flash drive thing right there? There is a USB port on these machines now, and all you have to do is you can buy all the gorgeous designs that you ever want. And I will tell you, OESD has some wonderful ones. They have some wonderful ones. And you can go ahead and you can buy these wonderful designs. You put them on a flash drive. You plug them into the machine. Ta-da! You're ready to go.
And you can make anything that you can even imagine.
It's a crazy thing.
I always say that before I worked here, I always thought of embroidery as, remember in the 80s when like you would get like a sweatshirt and there would be like a duck embroidered on it. I always think about embroidery like that. And then I started working here, and you can make customized greeting cards. You can make ornaments. You can make baby blankets. You can send messages to your loved ones through fiber. Like it's amazing.
It is so much fun. We have a ball here. There are so many great things to do with this. And you know what? These machines are going to make it so much easier. Now, let's not forget the little baby. The little baby so here. Cute. Now, maybe you already have a 770. Maybe you already have maybe even you have a 790 or something like that. But don't you want a wonderful little machine to go ahead and take with you to any of your retreats? Maybe you just want a machine that is going to have a 5.5 millimeter feed dog system. Some people really like those. Well, the nice thing about your Kaffe 475, 5.5 millimeter speed dog system, and it has our wonderful jumbo bobbin. And this jumbo bobbin is going to hold enough thread that you will be able to get lots and lots of your project done. So that's pretty fabulous. And, you know, for those of us whose fingers are starting to get a little cranky with us, especially first thing in the morning, being able to press that button and have everything pop out is pretty fabulous. So you have 3 choices of Kaffe. You've got the beautiful 475 that's a perfect retreat machine, or maybe a beginner machine for someone in your family. You've got the 570, which is a great machine. If you've already got a 770, you can also use this for your retreat machine because it's much smaller, but it's still got a great throat space on it. So maybe that's a better choice for you for a retreat machine. And then don't forget, if you're ready to upgrade, maybe you haven't upgraded that 440. I know you're out there. You're sitting there with that 440 and you're used to it, but I'll tell you what, there is so much more now that you can get with a 770. The 770, did you know the 770 is the best-selling sewing machine that Bernina has ever made?
Oh, it is?
It is.
That actually does not surprise me at all.
It's beat the 440 now. The 440 was the machine. You guys, that 440, it's getting old. You're going to have boards go out at it. It's time. Before it just punkers out on you, why don't you go ahead and at least come in and sit down and let's have you sew on a 770 and see what you think.
And they're so fun to sew on. And let's also not forget that the 770 right now comes with the version 9 software.
Yes.
So that if you want to actually really customize all of your embroidery, you can do that through the software that it comes with.
It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing.
All right, guys.
Hey, Rachel, would you go knock on that door and see if you can find if there's somebody in the building that we might want to talk to?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's take a stop here right now because I want to tell you about a super deal that is going on in January. And you guys, if you haven't taken advantage of it, you really might want to think about this. Entry-level Bernina 4 Series, the 435. This gorgeous little machine, if you are thinking someone who wants to do your entry level, you've got a new sewer, it has speed control, needle up and down. It's a lovely machine. And you've got the jumbo bobbin again, but you can do it now for $14.99. This is a $900 savings, guys. This is a really, really nice deal.
I will say we have these in our classroom, so I've used 435s. I've used the 435 in our classroom before, and it's just a great, wonderful machine.
Yeah,
it is steady, wonderful stitches.
We're probably going to go ahead and take our 335s and our 325s that we have left, our classroom machines. It's about time for those to get sold. And then what we're going to do is I think we'll go and we're going to use these guys coming forward in the future. They're so reasonable.
Well,
who's here?
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone.
Welcome, Denise.
Thank you.
So why are you here today?
Why am I here today? Gee, because there's some classes happening today that I get to teach, guys. BSR, fantastic Bernina tool, that Bernina stitch regulator that so many people don't use or aren't sure what to do with it. I've got a class this morning. I'm going to walk people through how to get the most out of that. And then this afternoon, one of my favorite things to teach is a ruler work class. And that's going to be on our domestic machines, but the skills translate from domestic to long arm to sit down long arm to any of it. So check out that class schedule and come join me.
You really...
And Denise, your fan club is glad to see you back.
Oh, I miss you all so much. It's very, very good to be back. It's nice to just come back in.
It was, she
up where we left
and
off.
I never stopped talking all day long
Yeah,
yesterday.
it was good. Yesterday was good, for sure.
So we had so much fun. Okay, guys, we have to show the demo of the binder.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I told you last week that I needed to learn how to use the binder, and you're not going to believe it, but I figured out
You
how to
figured
do
it
that.
out? Oh, good.
She left last night. I didn't touch it. This morning I came in and I looked at what she had and I went, oh, this is all you do. It made total sense to me.
It makes total sense.
Fantastic. Okay, so I want the lesson.
Oh, yeah, it's really simple. Okay, come on, guys. Let's go over here and take a look at the binder. Now, I will tell you probably the most intimidating part for most people is going to be setting this up.
Putting that contraption on.
Putting the contraption on. So, Dave, why don't you come over here? This is the 88 binder. It is set up for 32 millimeters, which is actually using a unfolded piece of fabric that is cut at 1.25 inches.
Yes.
So that's what's right here is 1.25 inches wide fabric. Notice that I've cut a corner off of here because, as Rachel pointed out to me, it will be easier to put it into this contraption.
For sure.
So what I also did was I took and slightly adjusted where you had this set up.
Oh, good.
And what I did is that this little bar right here, look at this. This is really nice. We want this to be able to move, but what we also want is when we put the foot down, which I need to touch that button right there, we want this little thing to be right up against it.
And I didn't have it quite
No,
up
you
against it.
did not.
So,
So I changed that.
Good, awesome.
So it's got a 95 foot on here, a 95C, because this is a 9mm machine.
Right.
So we put the 95C on here. I am using white thread so you will see what I'm doing, but we're gonna just fold this piece of fabric right here because I'm just doing a short demo for you. So what we're gonna do is the fabric goes into the binder. It's gonna go right into this. This is actually a hole here, guys. It goes in backwards. So you wanna put this in there so that you see the back of the fabric. Notice how it's curling the fabric right here. So we're using my seam ripper, but what we have to do is we have to make sure that this little fold goes under this piece of metal. Now, so I'm going to kind of use my little...
We're just going to encourage it.
Yes, so I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to use my seam ripper to keep pushing the fabric. See how that's got a nice little fold? So we're going to just push this along, and actually it's a little bit easier to do with it out here.
That makes sense, Margaret.
Okay, so it's a little bit easier to do with it right there. Now, notice I've got, this is folding, and you see, can you see that fabric's kind of curled? There's the back of the fabric, and here's the front. We're going to pull some out. Now we've got a fold of fabric. We're going to lift up our foot, because I have to get this under here. We're going to put it right there. Now when I put the foot down, you'll see how it folds. The folds are now like they're set in place. So when I get ready to sew this will work. Now, I am just going to take my fabric, and so that we can demonstrate this for you, I'm just folding a piece of fabric as if it were 2 layers of something and I wanted to bind this. What I found really interesting about this particular piece of fabric is it's got these lines on it. And for your first try at this, and I am going to really recommend that you take scraps of whatever you're working on and test this before you do it.
Always a good idea.
So I am putting that fold of fabric under here. So we've got that under. And what's interesting is, see that little stripe right there? This is going to be cool because it's going to help you see everything. And I am also... what it wants to do is it wants to kind of fold out. So I'm going to use my seam ripper just to encourage that back. I put the foot down. Now it's exactly where I want. It's folded in half instead of it being pushed off to the right. Now this is...
And we did slightly move the needle over a little bit.
It is at a 1 instead of at a 0 position.
And I had to move it 2 or 3 over
Because
I
you
didn't have
didn't-
it lined
you
up
didn't have it
correctly.
completely
There.
over. Yeah.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to push that fabric into there.
Don't forget to hold your thread.
Yes, and that is really important, guys. Hold your thread. Now, the other thing I'm going to do, too, is I'm going to make sure that that needle's coming down where I need it. And if it's not, I know it's because that little fold of red... Okay, come on, be nice to me. All right. And it looks like, again, it's... Part of the problem here, guys, you can't see this, but Dave's got the camera like kind of right in my face. And I'm struggling to see where I mean to see here.
That's
I
great
apologize.
for the people watching, but not so great for Margaret.
That is exactly it. It's really handy.
Can I try those?
Well, I have them in my pocket. So I want to be able, the other part was you guys can't see, is I forgot to put my glasses on. There we go. Now that I have my glasses on, I can see a little better. Okay, so I'm going to unroll that dude just a little bit. I'm going to get those threads. Hang on to that. There we go. That's much better. All right, so now what's going to happen, see how it went into the red fabric now. All right, so we are going to... Be nice to me. No being mean. There we go. Look at that. It's sewing right into it like I want it to. Yay! And I'm going to just tell you, I didn't try this until this morning.
I really like the idea of this tool. You can still do your mitered corners with it. You can still use your double fold binding. You can use bias binding, of course, and it will obviously work for quilts as well as garments.
And
your necklines.
And I am pushing the fabric into the tool a little bit, guys.
And if you don't like that width of a binding, I believe this book comes in 3 different sizes.
It does. Yeah. It comes in a skinnier one, which is, I believe, a 28 millimeter.
28, 32, and 38.
And the 38 is 1.5 inches, so it would be wider. And I can see the 38 maybe being a better choice for a quilt because this seems a bit small to me.
Just a bit narrow.
So I'm getting that out of there. Oh, look at this, guys. This is so cool. Okay, I missed some of it. I don't know what I did wrong. Look at all the other ones. I did perfectly. As soon as you guys were watching, I had problems.
Funny how that happened.
Well, I still think having the camera right there was a little challenging.
And your glasses.
And my glasses didn't help anything. So I think what happened was I pushed this a little too far.
Gotcha. And it moved that bottom layer.
It did.
Over, didn't it?
I think it did.
Yep.
So we're going to pull that back out. Yeah, look at that.
So
See?
there clearly is some fine tuning and some practice for this
yeah.
attachment.
And I did several of them and it didn't have any problem. But see, what's supposed to happen here is these guys are supposed to fold like that.
Right.
Okay? So, yes, you're going to have to practice a little bit. And probably not have a camera in front of your face when you're trying to do it.
Because when I was challenge out of it,
and you know what? When people are watching you, is always the thing.
It's always.
So at least we entertain you guys, I hope.
That's right.
So, but actually, I did multiples of these, and it just worked fine. So I think that it's not. It's just figuring it out, like so many of the tools we use, our sewing machines, our different feet. There's going to be some tips and tricks. And actually, had I moved the needle over one more position, it would have caught everything.
It would have been
fine. And I'm
absolutely
thinking
fine.
it's so much like muscle memory, like when we're doing our free motion quilting.
Yeah.
Once you
It's-
kind of get into the
once you
hang
get
of that,
into it, yep.
you know where it needs to
So
be.
this particular width was the 32 millimeter
Yes.
width, which is 1.25 inch strip. That one is going to be perfect for you doing maybe pot holders.
Perfect.
And which I never will do because I don't like put the binding on.
Right.
Now, this makes it so that I actually would probably do those now. But I've not wanted to do them because doing that little binding has been so challenging.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So this is something for you guys to think about. Has there been projects you would have just said, no, I'm not going to do it because the tool, my own personal skill wasn't good enough?
Right.
Well, my goodness, if you can just put that fabric in there and you can adjust your needle position and you can just sew, how
Amazing. Do you
How
know what?
wonderful is
Do you know
that?
what this would be amazing for? That bib kit that we have.
Oh, that's true.
Because because like the children's bibs, they have all of those really tight curves. You need to use tiny little binding. I sewed the binding on those. It was not easy. And with this tool, I think that would have just been a breeze.
Denise decided to get it out yesterday and to start working with it. I got on it this morning. Now we're going to make Rachel go ahead and do it.
So between the three of us,
right?
right?
We're going to have all the tips and tricks set up and ready
for sure.
Margaret, it's kind of like some other feet that you didn't really use a lot.
The button foot. I always thought the button foot. My experience with
What would you tell me about the button foot?
and don't use them because they'll just break needles and you're just going to hurt your machine.
And what do you say now?
I use them all the time.
She showed me how to use a button foot the other day. It was amazing. It was so fun.
It
Just
is such a cool little thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I freaked out. I freaked out when I saw the button foot
Well,
going.
because the Bernina has the ability to do, you can just press that go button.
Yes.
And because the button stitch is programmed to do the number of stitches and then knot off.
Right.
It is so easy and it's actually set up right.
It's
I think the reason my particular problems with it in the past is that the button feet that I had tried did not have that wonderful rubber on the bottom of the button foot that we have now.
Yes.
Is there one over there? I know we were
What number
waiting
is
on
it?
one. It's number 18.
You know, we should learn not to question the Swiss.
I
when it
know.
comes to it.
Honest to goodness, they are such good engineers. And on a button foot now, there are actually, you know what? It's here. I should have just sent you over here. So look at this foot. See this?
It's kind of goofy looking, isn't it?
Well, this rubber on the bottom, the button feet in the past were done with plastic.
So the button would slip around.
It would totally slip around.
Which would mean your needle's going to break.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that would be a problem.
So the needle would hit the button.
Right.
Yeah.
It would break the needle.
Not a
And
good
I
thing.
just thought, oh my goodness, I don't want to break my machine.
Sure, right.
And especially on the kind of machines I was working on at that
Right.
point in time, they weren't engineered like a Bernina. And so this scared the heck out of me using, and so I wouldn't let my employees, when we were running our tailoring and alteration business, I would not let them use
Yes.
this.
Yes.
We did them by hand because I was scared that they were going to hurt the machine.
Margaret, I remember sewing buttons on men's pants for braces. I
Right.
think we had 5 pants.
Right.
And each pair had 10 buttons on them
right.
by
no.
hand.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would have been so useful.
This would have been so
Actually,
amazing.
a typical pair of men's pants using them for their suspenders is 6.
Is it
But
6?
it's 6, yeah. 2 in the
It was
center
It
back.
felt like
It was
more.
a lot of buttons.
It felt like a lot.
It was a lot of buttons.
And we did that kind of thing a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to just tell you the Bernina number 18 foot for sewing on buttons is a game changer.
Yeah.
I will never go back to sewing them on by hand, except for the ones that are shank buttons. You can't help
That's
it.
true.
But
I think that needs to be a demo, so stay tuned. And
yes,
Well,
we'll
Margaret
go
was
ahead and do
mentioning
that.
this morning that we're going to do demos on a lot of the feet because
wonderful.
Yeah,
That's what
we're going to be
I like
working on that. So we are, now that we are focused completely on the University of Sewing and on Bernina, we have hopefully more time to be able to help you and help you be able to do a better job with your sewing. Okay, we have a really quick breeze through because we are at 5 minutes till 10. This is taken, that goes with my machine. So I have an 880, guys. And I love my 880. Yes, Rachel loves the 880 too. It is, I was going to stop at the pre-loved machines for just a second, so can I do that? I'm being directed here. Okay, so I wanted to show you something today, guys. We have got a bunch of new pre-loved machines.
Of course.
Okay, they're not new.
new
They're
to us.
used.
new to
but
us.
They're new to us.
And they could be new to you.
And they could be new to
Absolutely.
you.
Yes.
And I will just tell you, this is a way for you maybe to get a Bernina. Maybe you thought you couldn't afford it.
Sure.
Well, I'm just telling you, you can. We've got
Speaking of, Angie's watching this morning, and she's one of the people who got to experience a pre-loved 880 a couple of years ago.
That's
Yep.
true.
Yep.
And I'm just going to tell you, they are wonderful, wonderful machines.
So great.
I want you to see that we have a couple of machines with embroidery. Now, this is older technology. So this makes these a lot less expensive. So you can take home an embroidery machine, this 730, you can take it home for $1,700. Really sweet machine. It has got the 9mm wide feed dog system, guys. Then you've got an 880. It's got a newer
580.
screen. 580, I did say that. 580. And it's only $2,000. It has embroidery on it. It is not exactly up to the current technology, but I will tell you it is a really sweet machine.
But it does have a newer screen.
It does have a newer screen. And then we've got an 880 plus up here.
Which is what I sew on also and love just as much as everybody else.
Yes, they are
And
really.
Rachel would like to.
Yes.
I'd like
Rachel
to.
would
Yes,
love it. Come on, you
definitely.
got to join the club, Rachel.
So it comes with embroidery. It's got all the newest technology, including pinpoint placement. It has got all the, foot up and down needle cutting, self-threading, guys. For no other reason.
Yeah.
The self-threading is a game changer. Okay, come on. We've got to go over here for
And
really
threading
quick
an
second.
880 is so fun because it's completely easy. You just have one channel, you pull it through, and that's it.
And it's done.
And that's it.
It's
And you're done.
It's
It's
done.
amazing. That
Yes,
alone
it's
is
a
worth
fantastic
the price of
machine.
admission.
Okay.
This is the baby that I keep coming back to. I keep petting
This is the one you need, Rachel. Sit
I
down in
keep
front of this
petting
one.
this.
Try it
It's
out.
so. Oh my gosh.
Let's see how you look.
I
sitting
know.
in front of this
I look so good with this machine.
Yeah, the sparkle
But you
goes
would look
for you.
good. You would look good with this machine as well. This is amazing. This is the
We probably need to
880.
send this to Bobby, this video.
Yeah, right. This is the 880. Bobby's my husband. That's right. This is the 880 Crystal Edition. It's so. Doesn't it just make you happy? It's so beautiful, and we spend so much time in front of our sewing machines. They should be absolutely making us happy. It comes with
Crystals.
you guys these Swarovski
Oh my gosh.
crystal embellishments. I love this. I love this. Can I grab it and show everybody to play with it?
We can all use a little extra bling.
So look at these. These are little Swarovski crystal buttons that you can use, which comes with the button foot, which is right here.
Perfect.
So you can sew your Swarovski crystals onto anything. It also comes with these just gorgeous little embellishments. Are you interested in, making a beautiful jacket or an art quilt and you want to add a little sparkle to it? We've got the sparkle.
and
it
sparkle
comes,
for sure.
the tin alone is just so beautiful. And it comes with the luggage that matches this with these beautiful equilateral triangles. I am
Your favorite.
obsessed with equilateral triangles. Everybody always jokes. Every
If
single
for no
quilt-
other reason than the triangles, you need to have this
every
machine.
single quilt that I design.
And of
I
course, it
use
comes with the
equilateral
luggage.
triangles.
This is an amazing deal, guys.
Amazing.
This is an amazing deal. This is only $6,500. It was owned by one of our customers for like a year and a half.
Right. Yeah.
There's only like 20,000 stitches on it or something.
I know,
It's, like
it's-
such a small number.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
So
brain
talking about
bending.
used machines, and what if somebody says, "Oh, I don't know about a used one." What does that mean? What do they get? when
Well, for starters, we make sure that every used machine, Erin goes through them and makes sure that it is actually in really good shape. We go through and we look. Now, some of them are not going to come with every single accessory they had when they were brand new.
Sure, that happens.
I mean, that's just not possible. But what we do give you is a 60-day, any reason you can return it. On the 880s, those of you who may have heard that they're a little bit more difficult to use, we have on our website, we have this great series of 4 videos that you can watch and learn how these machines work. And then you can make a decision. I think that there is nothing else out on the market that sews even close to them.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, when
They're
you
amazing.
sit down and sew on them, if you have it threaded right, it is so brilliant. It just sews like you're just it's a jet instead of a Hugo.
It goes through everything. I also make bags and I do all the binding for all the quilts in the shop, and I don't ever want to put those heavy things through anything else but the 880 because
like-
it just
Like so many, I should
So
say, all of the
beautiful.
machines that we have here, because we all sew on them all the time.
Right.
We know these machines. We know this machine. So if you are hesitant at all just about using it,
Yeah, so
don't
you
let
don't
that be an issue.
This isn't some place where somebody goes, well, I'm going to have to get information on how to. No, you not most of the time. I mean, it does happen from time to time, but we all sew so much. And we're always doing new projects and we're all trying new things and we get to, that there is no reason why you can't get help. We'll make sure you do.
Absolutely.
And all you have to do is ask us questions and we can get you there. And, the one thing we can ship are our used sewing machines.
I didn't think about that.
We can.
yeah.
Of course, if
We
we
can.
ship it, then we can't, walk
That's
them
true.
through things.
That's
true,
true.
yeah.
But
So
if
our
you,
goal is to eliminate frustration. We
That-
want to make people are happy with their purchase.
we would
Absolutely,
prefer that
absolutely.
you were close by so that, within at least, a day's drive. We prefer that.
Come on
But
down, spend the day with us.
maybe you are very familiar with an 880 and you want the machine.
So I'm
want the
just going to
sparkly
volunteer
one.
this. If there's a customer in Hawaii that would like it shipped, I will volunteer to deliver and give personal lessons.
Oh, there you
Just
go.
have
in,
There you go.
in person.
All right,
If you're by
hadn't
any
thought
chance
about
close
that.
to that black sand beach,
There you
then
go.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
swollen up. I could probably fit in one of those bags.
I'm thinking any place warm right now. Hey, if you're in Florida, I will help you
That's
out.
right. We can work something out.
Any
We
place
can
that
figure
isn't
that out.
33 degrees with a wind advisory right now, we will go there.
So, okay, guys, you are
It's
going to
okay.
have
We are way
students
over.
here.
I
We
have
are
class
way
coming.
over.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're way over.
we love you guys. Have a fabulous Friday,
Stay warm.
and we will see you tomorrow for Facebook Live.